We've been meaning to do a Tubolito inner tube update for a little while, so today we're going to update you. But for this, I'm going to need a Flix Kit. Unfortunately, our Tubolito got a flat after about 60 kilometres. This will at least be a good opportunity to show you how to use the Flix Kit. I'm also going to use some new tyres. We didn't follow the instructions on the Tubolito inner tubes, and we tried them in some old tyres, so the Schwalbe ones with a tan wall. And as you can see, the front tyre is properly flat. So now we're going to choose some new tyres, but we are going to reuse the original Tubolito inner tubes because they've only done 60 kilometres. So we're going to take the tube out, mend it and put it in some new tyres. I know Tubolito say you should use a new inner tube for a new tyre, but we think as it's only done 60 kilometres, we're going to give it a go. It also seems a good time to update on the Continental performance. I've done just over 600 kilometres on mine. I haven't had a puncture and they're running really well. So we're going to use them on this bicycle as well. I'm going to remove both wheels to replace the tyres, but we're also going to repair the Tubolito. We've done videos on replacing both the front and rear wheels before, so we've put links to those videos in the description below. Because I want to try and see what caused the puncture, I'm going to keep the tyre and the inner tube at the same orientation so I can try and work this out. I'm going to very carefully remove my Tubolito. I don't want to hurt him. I'm keeping my finger on the one, so I knew which way the tyre was up. I'm just going to have a check to see if there's anything obviously sharp on the inside. I actually can't find anything, so I'm still not certain what caused it. I'm going to inflate the Tubolito to 8 psi to see if I can find where it's damaged. This is my inner tube testing bath, although it seems to be leaking. I'd say that's just about 8. Now, we're going to put the inner tube into its bath and make sure that the valve isn't leaking, but also see where the leak in the inner tube is. It's kind of obviously there. So now we know where we need to fix. For us, it's a slightly unusual place to get a puncture because it's on the inside of the inner tube. So we're going to check that there's nothing sharp on the rim or on the spokes. Next, I'm going to deflate him, clean him, and then stick a patch on him. Remembering, it's the Tubolito special patches, so the Flix Kit. So I'm going to put my thumb on the hole. Luckily, it's a sunny day, so I'm going to leave the water to evaporate whilst I check the rim. But I'm going to hang it on my saddle so that I don't forget where the hole is. Having checked the rim and the rim tape, we couldn't find any imperfections that could have caused the inner tube to puncture. Therefore, my feeling of why it punctured, I probably pinched it when I installed it the first time. So, user error rather than any fault with the Tubolito. So, the test continues. 1 Flix Kit. It contains 5 alcohol wipes and 5 patches. Also inside is an instruction manual. So now my tube is dry, I'm going to clean it with an alcohol wipe. They do look very similar to the Brompton patches, but we're told the adhesive is different, so don't get them confused. I'm going to open our alcohol wipe, and then we're going to clean the area that the patch is going to go onto. We now need to wait for it to dry again. Now my inner tube is dry, I'm going to stick the patch on the area where I previously found it was damaged. I'm now going to stick the patch onto the inner tube. You're then supposed to hold it in place for approximately 5 minutes. 5 minutes later, the Tubolito is now ready for checking before we reinstall it. So we're going to inflate it to 8 psi and then pop him back into his bath. Look! Looks good. Fab. It's now time for some new tyres. One new tyre ready to install. Please don't forget it is rotational, so it's important which way around you put it on. For me it's important on both wheels because the front wheel has the dynamo and the rear wheel has some sprockets. One lovely shiny new tyre ready to install on my bicycle. Once I'd fed the Tubolito into my Continental tyre, I found it a lot easier to get the Continental on than actually using Continental's own inner tube. Although I'm still struggling to not find the AV4 my favourite inner tube. And now I have 2 new Continental Contact Urban tyres on my bicycle, fitted with Tubolitos, one of which has had a Flix Kit used, and my apologies for the slightly wet floor. This is because of the Flix Kit bath. The next thing I'm going to do is inflate my tyres to approximately half their final pressure, and then I'm going to roll the bicycle along to remove any wedging. I'm going to finish inflating my tyres. Now I'm going to take him out for a ride. I'm just going to take my bike out for a quick ride to make sure I have set my gears up correctly and my brakes aren't catching, which they aren't, and make sure everything's really running smoothly. This is the type of riding that my poor bicycle gets every time it goes out. It's gravel madness. So basically at the start and end of every ride, it gets this gravel fun. However, I'm then also a little bit naughty sometimes, and I take my Brompton places that might be happier with a mountain bike. So this is the kind of abuse that my Continentals have had over the last 600 odd kilometres. So I have been a little bit mean to them, and they've performed very, very well. If you like this video, please give us a big thumbs up. Please note, we didn't harm any Bromptons, Tubolitos or Continental tyres during the making of this video. If you'd like to see more of our videos, it would be lovely if you subscribe to our channel. We try and make about 1 video a week. It's been a bit up and down over the last few weeks because it has been crazy because of the coronavirus, but we're trying really hard to make as many videos as we can. Did we miss anything? Or have you got any suggestions for future videos? Please let us know. Excuse the pigeons having a little fight or something else in the front garden. They're just annoying us. Limbo. We didn't follow the instructions. I'm going to take out, I'm going to take off, I'm going to remove. I'm going to remove both wheels and chain. Because I want to try and see what caused the puncture, I'm going to try and make sure I keep the tube. It's seems like our inner tube testing bucket has sprung a leak. Then, with my third hand, I'm going to get the Flix Kit from my pocket. We now need to wait for it to dry again. Meanwhile, our water is running away. I wish it would clean my bicycle. Whilst my inner tube is drying, I'm just going to check my rims. No. Whilst my inner tube... So please feel free to watch some paint dry if you don't want to watch us holding a patch onto an inner tube for 5 minutes. Sorry, our pigeons are arguing again. And obviously I remember this is relatively amusing because he just doesn't want to fit around the tyre, around the wheel. It is a little bit dirty and, whisper it softly, there's the odd rusty bit. So he will be getting some nice spa treatment soon. Oh! Oops. I don't think my GoPro liked that. I just ran over my GoPro. And the good thing is, I don't think anything got broken.